Hi, it's Robin to Go, and I'm responding to Jeff Swain's video question, why do you tweet? Um, I'm a social media girl. Everybody knows that Twitter is one of my favorite mediums for interacting with people, and there are a couple of reasons for that. One is that it's really one of the most immediate things that I can do, one of the immediate forms of conversation that I can have with people who aren't directly in the same room that I am. And I find that incredibly valuable. You're the few people who are going to watch this are going to listen to it, and they may say, "Oh, huh, interesting," and move on. If I'm lucky, a few of you might uh, post a comment or even do a video um, of your own that captures your thoughts about why you tweet. And if that's the case, that's awesome because then if you post it, then I can go ahead and respond to you. Jeff can see it. Anybody else who has this sort of connection to this conversation and this dialogue can participate. But that's a lot of ifs, right? And that's a lot of time passing in order to engage in a conversation. Um, Now imagine that there was somebody here talking to me, and we were both on camera, and we were both saying back and forth the reasons that we find Twitter useful or not, why we like to engage in it, um, and suddenly that opens up more information than just my one way of thinking. Now we have two people. So put that conversation on Twitter, and now you magnify it, 100, 1,000-fold by the time uh, people who are first, second, and third degree relationships from me manage to see that comment on Twitter. Um, Jim Groom, the Baba, has already made his video in response to Jeff. And one of the things that he says is, among other things, that um, Twitter captures the banter. And I think that's a fabulous insight. I really do. I think that in Twitter and in social media in general, I think one of the reasons that I adore it so much is that it's an opportunity for us to be authentic in who we are. I think that people can tell pretty quickly when someone is um, either just not engaged with everyone else, um, and it's a space where I can learn so much, and I can um, explore what other, being in higher ed, I can explore what other people are doing at other universities. I get to see a university that has done an amazing thing on their mobile site. I've seen somebody who changes their front page for each holiday, sort of a themed holiday. I talk to people who are interested in the same things that I am, and it's not just like one group of friends. It's a lot of circles that overlap, a lot of areas. Some are high ed, some are, a few of them are personal people that I know in real life that don't do a whole lot of other interaction because they live either across the country or certainly outside of the state of Pennsylvania that I do. Um, but the thing is that we can have this conversation, and it's immediate, and it's back and forth, and I can be Robin to Go. I can be who I am and ask questions. I can support. Uh, I can offer insight and support for people who are asking for help. Um, I love the fact that we connect with such a variety of different people on Twitter. Um, you know, I've been tweeting, tooting. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and when I first started, the core people that were using Twitter were some of these people that, I only knew their names, and I started to follow them. They were here on campus. You might recognize some of them. They were Cole Camplice and Alan Gorky and Brad Kozlek, people who were working with emerging technology. And I followed them not because I knew them, but because I knew of them. And I think sometimes you start out in lurker mode to see who these people are and what are they saying. My use of Twitter has gone from sort of lurker mode and office work coworkers to expanding across the Penn State campus, all of the Penn State campuses, and there are 22 of them, so it's quite a few, and then starting to bleed out into other states across the country, and even over in England and up in Canada, and just about anywhere. And whereas I am a fangirl of certain people and ideas of edupunk and great design, I find that my interaction really is with other people that has just a common insight, some sort of commonality with me. They may just have a great sense of humor, or not, T-Sand. But either way, however you look at it, I find that Twitter is very fluid. I find that I really appreciate that. People can follow me, and I don't have to follow them back. People can talk to me, and I suddenly have a dialogue with someone new, and that can be incredibly powerful. I know that Jeff talks about informal learning spaces and how they influence our identity. I think Twitter has done an awful lot to sort of cement my personal brand as Robin To Go. There are a lot of people over the past 3 years who have been following me and have engaged with me online that know a lot more about me and what I do. I like to refer to myself as a disruptive technologist, and I think that a lot of people would agree that disruption fits well with me in one form or another. And I think that Twitter allows us the ability to have that dialogue, to put ourselves out there as, I don't even know if experts in our field is necessarily correct. Certainly that's one option. But certainly somebody who is open and willing to engage with anyone who might be willing to engage with you. I think that that's really an incredible thing, whether you're talking about customer service, whether you're talking about higher ed, whether you're talking about not being able to figure out the CSS on a web design that you're doing and calling out and asking for help with that. The social thing for me is huge. We're setting up a tweet up next week for spring break for people who are still on campus, and I think that it just fits well with that style, the ability to sort of engage with people in a relatively synchronous manner. It has expanded my world. It has exploded my connections. My knowledge base is incredibly has grown incredibly with Twitter, and with is probably one of the best examples of, you may not need to know everything, but you need to know how to get a hold of someone who does know it. And I find that no matter who it is that or what I need on Twitter, somebody is there that says, yeah, I know this, or I know a guy who knows a guy who, so this is a really, really long response. I'll probably give you a smaller one, but it's my first attempt at what Twitter is and why I tweet. There you go, Jeff.